And boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I have in here, it is a weighted game, I believe, for a lot of users. Despite none of you have requested this game, I decided to cover it up. So it is The Outer Worlds. This game it is developed by Obsidian and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So Obsidian, in case you don't know these developers, these are the guys that were behind Fallout New Vegas. So despite Fallout, it is pretty much a Bethesda game, and most of the Fallouts were developed by Bethesda. The reality it is that Fallout New Vegas specifically, it was developed by this Obsidian studio, and they decided to come out with a new game. So for the settings, I'm using 1080p. At this moment, I'm using 84% of resolution scaling and median settings, which is what the game recommends. The 84% of resolution scaling, it is pretty much a 900p experience, but yeah, I will talk about that later. So first of all, requirements. This game can run on Phenom II X4, despite it says that you need to have an X6, 4 gigs of RAM, and a mere HD 7850, which is our graphic card. So we are pretty much at the minimum requirements on the graphic card and below on the CPU front. So I decided to try multiple settings, and with the low settings, for example, what I got was an average of 37 with a 1% low 23. The median, I got a better 1% low, weird, and a slightly worse average, so average of 36, and the high settings I got an average of 32 with a 1% low of 22. I decided to go with 84% of resolution scaling and median settings because I was able to get an experience above 30 frames per second with an average of 44. Most of the game settings in this game barely does anything. For example, the low settings, you still have ambient occlusion, you still have screen space reflections, and pretty much all the effects. I barely notice a difference in graphics between low settings to the high settings, aside from, for example, some fake volumetric lighting and the shadow resolution and quality. I noticed those changes and a little bit of less pop-in, but apart from that, there are barely any changes between all the settings. So if you decide to go with the low settings, I still believe that you will have very good graphics. But like I said, I decided to go with the median and 84% of resolution scaling. You can't select anti-aliasing in this game. This game forces you to use TAA, so if you play with a very low resolution, for example, what happens is it will look a lot blurry. It is looking already slightly blurry, but if you play even with lower resolutions, it will look very blurry. I tried to inactivate TAA on the config files of the game, but it seemed that it actually didn't work out for me, so yeah, you were warned about that. So from the technical point, I think that's all. Oh yes, and I got some glitches with the shadows right in front of this. This only happened to me when I started to use resolution scaling. Before using resolution scaling, this issue didn't appear to me, so let's hope they get this fixed, because I only saw this happening in this cave for now, so I don't think it is a huge issue. Alright, so yeah, so what about the game? The game itself, I can't say too much about it because I didn't play that much, I just wanted to benchmark. But from the comments and reviews, I can see that this game it is actually very similar to the Fallout roots, so it brings a lot of stuff from Fallout and it is very similar to Fallout. The visuals are pretty much Borderlands style, so it is vivid and cartoonish. Not all the people will enjoy that comparing to Fallout, but yeah, the core mechanics of this game it is pretty much Fallout. It mixes a little bit with the BioWare's Dragon Age, for example, and it has the visuals of Borderlands. Despite this is a very good RPG according to most critics, the scores on Metacritic ranges between 80 to 90% of score. Now, what about the price? The price for this game, this is a full price. So, and also to make it even worse, by the time of this video, this is an Epic Store exclusive. So you need to pay $59.99 for the game through Epic. But fortunately, I was able to get a referral link in here, and you can buy the game with an 11% discount on Greenman Gaming, which is $53.39. So it's still a little bit expensive, alright, but it's still a discount comparing to what Epic Games it is asking. Although this, you can, even if you buy through Greenman Gaming, which actually have this much better price than Epic Store, what happens is the game will still be activated on Epic Store. So if you buy through Greenman Gaming, despite it is cheaper, the activation, it is still on Epic Store. It is not on Steam or anything like it, unfortunately. But there is no reason to buy through Epic Store if you can buy it cheaper through Greenman Gaming, and you will activate later on Epic Store anyway. So just buy where you find it cheaper and legit, and Greenman Gaming is actually legit. So in order to access to this price and, you know, to this store, just check the link on the description of the video. By doing that, if you buy the game through from Greenman Gaming using the link on the description, you will also be helping out the channel. Alright, so that's very important because I really want to keep doing this job. So guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about the Outer Worlds, I'm sorry. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Find you.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. You out of your mind? No way! Once we've dealt with these marauders, I'm hunting that sick freak down. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.